And the developer came back in his usual snarky way, like, why don't you just be thankful for all the people that put the game out for you or something like that? And I was like, dude, these people...
Years and years of pro experience, Call of Duty World Champion put in a sack by Krampus and towed off like Joseph Fritzl and his latest victim. This is unreal, dude.
We need a technical timeout. Krampus timeout. Krampus timeout. Next thing we're going to talk a little bit about is this whole Call of Duty blow up, Mitch. Call of Duty / CDL, because it's league related for the boys that bought into the franchise league, and obviously game related because they have to always play the latest version of Call of Duty. Whole lot of drama blowing up around all of it. I don't even know where to start. I guess we should start with Hector kind of started it out with the idea that the game developers of the latest version of the game are really not giving much of a rat's ass about the world of a pro and how they scrim. And on his podcast, he was discussing how their private lobbies are basically being overrun during the holiday with some of the holiday stuff that the casuals are getting, which is great, but it really fucks up when you're trying to scrim and try to practice. So we'll start with there's a lot of Hector and Nadeshot talking about this, the big boys of that world. And it's kind of crazy. They're pissed. They're really pissed.
Yeah, I think, look, this is a really interesting insight into like how it is working with these large developers on like the esports side. And you have a very clear idea of where their bread is buttered when it comes to developers. Do you roll that, Jason? Let's see what Hector had to say. This is on obviously his podcast. I think he sat there with Bose and I think Scump's there as well. So let's hear from...
We have private lobbies with fucking Krampus. We are a fucking second thought to competitive. Now, I will lead again by saying that everybody at the league level, okay, everybody that works on the league product wants Call of Duty competitive to work. It is the developers that are the ones that are falling way behind it and are letting us down.
Yeah, and again, if you're not familiar, Krampus is a holiday. I haven't seen a video, but I imagine he's a holiday creature guy that pops up and messes with you, right? Like, maybe you have to kill him. Maybe someone in chat can tell me exactly what Krampus does when he shows up. But obviously, like you're holding your angle or whatever you got to do.
We're trying to scrim. We're trying to scrim, and there's fucking Krampus. I want that on a t-shirt. I mean, we can laugh because we're not Call of Duty people trying to fucking scrim, but oh my god, Scott, that's fucking egregious, mate.
Yeah, and again, it all comes like Hector makes a valid point. It's like they don't even think about us, man. Like, because all that is a switch. He goes on and he talks about it quite a bit. Like, that's just a switch you turn off. You go, Krampus ends up in these lobbies. Krampus doesn't play in these lobbies. Like,
he kidnaps you.
He kidnaps you. Oh, that's even better. Oh god, hey, can we pause the scrim? I've been kidnapped by Krampus. We're chilling. Like, I mean...
I'm sorry. These motherfuckers... Hey, Call of Duty is a big business, right? Like, Call of Duty esports is not a fucking joke.
No.
These guys have been doing it for years. It's like the biggest brands, the biggest players have been built off the back of this franchise. How about this Scump? Years and years of pro experience, fucking Call of Duty World Champion put in a fucking sack by Krampus and towed off like Joseph Fritzl and his latest victim. This is unreal, dude. Oh, my God.
We need a technical timeout. Krampus timeout. Krampus timeout. And then, obviously,
okay.
Let's settle down. You go ahead with your point first.
The only thing I wanted to ask you before we because there's more to it, right?
Yes.
This is like so on the Krampus topic. What does it say to you though? Like, if you're, it could be like in Counter-Strike, right, where you're trying to scrim, and instead of the chickens blowing up and you shoot them, it's like the Legend of Zelda. Have you ever seen what happens when you fuck with chickens in Legend of Zelda, Scott?
No.
Yeah, it happened in New Zealand where I'm not going to go with that joke. That's not good for it. But when you attack the chickens in the Legend of Zelda, if you hit it too much, a whole swarm of chickens flies at you and will kill you in every game.
Okay.
So it's like they've had it in every. It's been hard coded into every Zelda game. You get fucked up by chickens if you attack the ones that are just like laying around.
Don't mess with the chickens.
So be like that in Call of Duty. So what does that tell you about what the dev thinks about your enterprise as, let's say, Evil Genius team owner or manager? What does it say to you if you're trying to scream and that shit's happening?
I mean, I gave these guys a whole bunch of money. I gave the left hand a whole bunch of money, and they ain't talking to the right hand, and the right hand don't give a fuck about what I'm doing over here, So, and I mean, like CDL, the people trying to run a league, and the people investing, the team owners, the players playing, and the guys making the game, gals and developers, people actually coding the stuff. And again, there is a different player base in some regards. The casual world sometimes doesn't give a rat's ass about anything in an esport of a game, but you really have to care about it when you're charging money for a slot and all these kind of things. Valve can say fuck you to anybody because they don't charge anyone to use their game. Cloud9, nobody pays a dime. Oh, Cloud9, bad joke. Nobody pays a dime to have a Counter-Strike team playing Tier 1 Counter-Strike to the developer. Valve doesn't charge shit to make money on that IP, right? Can't do that in Activision Blizzard games at the top. Can't do it in League of Legends. And so
No, you just pay Henry G to do that, right?
Yeah, exactly. I do play that. Cloud9 does come back to my favorite game. But point being, these guys, they've got a. When we talk about it's when a developer cares and they wrap their arms around the idea of esports and they do good things, that's what we all aspire for. But when you kind of do the opposite, when you're actually charging to do all the good things and you've built all the things the team owners need over here, they want security. They don't want to get relegated. They want to have an asset, which is that slot that actually maybe increases in value if the league takes off, right? Same issue with League of Legends and Overwatch in the sense of why these owners want these coded owned slots, right? Can't lose it. So it really helps your bottom line, helps your investors, helps all those things. So they're getting that part and, had to, in Nadeshot, he talks about it, had to lay his ass on the line to his investors to get that investment. Now he looks the fool because they're taking the money, but they're not helping their own league in that sense. They're hampering it.
This is a completely different issue, right? So last thing I'll say on this, the Krampus issue is that the fact that you cannot turn this off in private lobbies is it's incompetence. It's just straight up incompetence from game developers that have been doing this shit for ages. So it's a bit frustrating in Overwatch when seasonally, especially around Halloween and Christmas, some of the maps become a different time of day and they become themed, right? So Halloween Hollywood has pumpkins and hay bales and, crates and all this sort of stuff. And, King's Row and Christmas is, fucking Christmassy. It tanks you fucking FPS, right?
Yep.
But you can turn it off in a private lobby. In a private lobby, you can select to have the normal fucking map. I'm pretty sure. If you're trying to play ranked, it's annoying. But that's as bad as it gets. It is completely unacceptable that this exists. And I think that, the fact that it reflects very badly on Activision's, priorities is a secondary to the fact that it's just dog shit development.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott, Nadeshot had a different issue. So this is a different issue, but still a very pertinent one and still says a heck of a lot about what Activision Blizzard think about their fucking esports. Roll this shit.
If Activision is telling the CDL teams that Kenny, Octane, Draza, and Envoy, you guys cannot play together on stream in any sanctioned tournaments, whether it's from Activision or a different, governing body, whether it's a Warzone tournament, whether it's an S&D tournament, Activision is telling you that you can't play together until the first kickoff tournament in late January. That means this brand new game, competitive Call of Duty, is not going to be seen by anybody if the players aren't streaming scrims. So it's a problem from the league 100%. A lot of it stems from the league. But if the players aren't streaming anything else, and I get they don't have a lot to stream, I get that they can't play tournaments with their teams, and I get that scrims aren't fun, everybody's dead in the water.
Yeah, and then he follows it up with a tweet, kind of talking about, again, the breadth of Call of Duty, how long it's been around, obviously the personalities, storylines, the rivalries, typical good esports stuff, right? And
true.
And basically, and by the way, this game releases and you're not allowed to play together and stream it till February, months away, right? Kind of shooting their game launch in the esports foot, to say the least. And again, it's all these. It's very interesting week for Call of Duty because all these kind of related, unrelated stories from the big boys of Call of Duty are starting to stack up with. They're all very unhappy, with how this is washing out. And
No, it's bad, Scott. It's super fucking bad, mate. This game was released on November the 5th. So you're telling me these motherfuckers cannot stream them playing together for 3 months until the first Call of Duty kickoff event for the Call of Duty CDL. Sorry, what? I understand that maybe like you have three different game developers work on Call of Duty, and then a Raven works on Warzone as well. So I guess you have more than three. But like for the base game, right, and the multiplayer, right, I don't know how they split it up now. The problem is that you do have three different developers, and like maybe their roadmap for when features are going to be released, differs. But this game was released without league play. Every fucking Call of Duty is released without league play, straight up. So the fuck are these people supposed to play competitively? And no one is, Scott. No one's going to stream scrims. No one does that. It's just dumb. You don't stream scrims because you don't want to give a competitive edge to your opponents, and that's the only way you're supposed to show your viewers the competitive experience in Call of Duty. Man, come on. What the fuck is going on here? This is actually absurd. I don't blame Nadeshot for having some second thoughts and fearing for this. I've seen tweets from the COD community saying like COD competitive is in a bad fucking place. Look at this tweet, Scott.
Yes.
This if you're the league, you do not want your fucking investors saying this shit.
Yeah, and I remember Nadeshot made a pretty strong stand at the beginning of 100 Thieves, and that they were going to stay away from franchising for a while, didn't believe in it, especially didn't like the idea. This was like I've always known Overwatch was hot and heavy, and you had to have a different team name. There was no having any part of your name in the new name, right? And then when Overwatch got launched and got going OWL, then, a couple years later, CDL gets kind of organized and they've loosened some of those things. You could have a FaZe Atlanta.
Yes, much to the displeasure of a lot of owners, by the way, because they only started doing that with the Atlanta FaZe.
Yeah.
And then all these other teams are like, hang on. Huntsmen were like, what the fuck? Are we the Huntsmen?
Yeah.
What is going on here? Why are you now making... oh, God, it was so bad.
Cloud9's like...
LA Thieves were...
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, but I remember Nade made videos, because again, Nade's a Call of Duty guy, right? So Nade initially said, no, we're not getting into this. Don't believe in it. My investors don't believe in it. We're not doing it. He, somewhere along the way, got convinced, saw the PowerPoints, did whatever, and now he's regretting it. That tweet about him basically saying, I went and begged, and now I feel the fool. And yeah, again, they're fucking it up. I thought of the two, CDL would certainly be the one that would prove my doubts about a franchise league because of the strength of the Call of Duty brand, and year in, year out, tons of casuals, good competitive scene, really North American-centric game in that sense, where it's Overwatch, not so much. So I thought, okay, you're going to do this homestand model. That's what MLG used to do anyway with these kind of games. This might work. Overwatch, maybe not. But this is this is going to be fine. And it just seems like every season, every year, and sure, COVID hits them just like it hit you guys at the worst possible time. But it seems like...
Well, we got fucked because we're a global league as well, without being split into regions. So we got giga-wrecked. But
it just seems like they've done everything they can to shoot any possible goodwill in the foot with this game. I saw the developer that always is talking back to the pros get in, maybe it was Crimson, I can't remember whose face he got into, and it was about league play. Someone was saying, where's league play? Can we have league play? And the developer came back in his usual snarky way, why don't you just be thankful for all the people that put the game out for you or something like that? And it's like, dude, these people, yes, they get paid to play your game. They're pros. They're trying to help you, sustain your fucking IP, right?
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's one thing for people that, that beg their mum to swipe the old credit card and get them the game every year to complain about the state of the game, right?
Yeah.
You're a consumer. These people playing in the Call of Duty League, CDL, are not just consumers. They are fucking stakeholders. They're stakeholders. You can't just be glad for what you have. That's not how you talk to a fucking stakeholder, Scott.
It's crazy.
You know what you say to a stakeholder? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. Right on the double. I'll fucking get that sorted for you.
And
these teams are in partnership.
Yeah.
They are not enthralled. They are not subject to the fucking the ivory tower musings of Activision Blizzard. They're partnered in, I assume there's strong revenue sharing agreements. They fucking bought into this league and they're not being put first. I understand that, to make money on a game, you need to deal with the average consumer, right? The console player, but you cannot forsake your competitive community to such a degree, because then you're wasting money on marketing. Because on the other side of the coin, Scott, esports, it's marketing. It's one form of marketing for the game.
Yep.
All right. Putting signs up in a subway, it's marketing. Running esports, it's also marketing. Slightly different, but really, ultimately, the same thing. We now have esports budgets. It used to just be from the marketing budget, they would spend some money on esports tournaments and running that shit. but it's really just another marketing budget that's separate from the normal one. So, you know, understanding that is important because esports has not got to that transcendental point where it is more than a marketing exercise. There are moments, there are glimpses of this reality. I think, like, ironically enough, because Valve doesn't care to use Counter-Strike esports at all to market their platform or game, Counter-Strike is the least marketing exercise of all esports, right? People are there for the game. They're in the fucking cathedral of Counter-Strike. You know, they're just loving some good counter. But the vast majority of esports titles, man, are still marketing expenditures. And people seem to get so surprised when they're being treated, when they get treated as such. So it's a fine line, but we could all agree that this is absolutely unacceptable behavior. But I think the stewardship of the Call of Duty League is fucking terrible. I know they tried to get Matt Morello over to do CDL as well. You know,
Yep.
Matt obviously works on programming for the Overwatch League. I'm telling you, 9 months' time, 8 months' time, we're going to be in a much better place than the CDL at this rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guarantee you that. Knowing what I know, and you know what Overwatch did? They took an Overwatch League commissioner and they put him in charge of all commerce for the franchise of Overwatch. Right? They hired an endemic esports person and put him right at the fuck of the right at the top of the fucking totem pole. The guy who decides how all the money gets spent. That's the sign of good faith. That's what tells me that, you know, this esport is becoming more than just a marketing expenditure, right?
Yeah.
Something that could transcend just another way to get people to buy the godforsaken game.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the marketing because, again, big part of it has happened before, and I'm wondering if this is an Activision Blizzard thing. So we're going to circle back a little bit to this idea of not being able to stream or having rules and regulations put on you when you can stream, because Overwatch did this first, right? If you remember years ago, it turned into, obviously, a Kotaku article. The Overwatch pros were basically like told, you all can't be pub stomping so much. We're going to put some rules and regulations on how and when you play together, because you're kind of like crushing it, right? Now, what was do you remember this drama at the time behind, I mean, without, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
It fucking,
because
pisses me
now
off.
this is what CDL is being told something similar, like, hey, the different reasons, like you got to wait because the games ain't ready for you, but also we're trying to limit you helping us market and expose our game. What the fuck? Why are they doing that?
It's a big problem for me. Can we bring that up? Can we bring that up one more time? Because there's a couple key points in this thing from a Kotaku article I want to point out. Kind of more than 2 Overwatch League players queuing up together. By the way, in ranked, I think actually now, I think at GM and above, you can only be, 2 stack. I don't think you can have more than 2 people in a group. That's just, and this happens, by the way, in like, so this is back in 2018. I remember this though, because you know what's amazing? You know what's awesome? Midweek entertainment, pugs, pro player pugs. You know what's even better about that? I cast it on my Twitch channel and it blows up. That would be great. Captain Flowers did this. League of Legends pro plugs. Motherfucker, like on a personal level, I would love to have 2,000-3,000 subs as a result of doing this. That would be great. But also it'd be something I would really quite enjoy doing, getting Overwatch League players to play pugs. They were doing this for quite a while. They were playing pugs because they didn't want to play ranked, because there's too many shit cunts in ranked. Like, there's nothing to play for. You know what there is to play for in ranked? Some gold guns you already have 30 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Because the game is just terrible at rewarding, your playtime. Because you can almost argue that the microtransaction model in Overwatch is too generous, because you can just fucking get all the skins like this. There's nothing prestigious. There's nothing elite. There's not even a fucking battle pass, Scott. So it doesn't even incentivize you for long, hours put in. And once you have all the golden guns, like, you don't care. Like, I've run into quick play heroes queuing for ranked just because there was nothing else in the game to earn. So they would go into rank and throw games because they were just casuals. They didn't give a fuck about winning. And my games are getting ruined by these guys who just were looking for something else to earn. But this is a huge problem, because it really killed the potential streaming careers of a lot of Overwatch League players. Some still get away with it, but Super has to stream ranked all the time, getting people throwing his fucking games. They find out who he is. They just troll. They just stream snipe him. All this sort of shit. Pro players don't want to deal with this stuff. And what happened was there was an exodus of Overwatch League pros from the competitive ladder to play pugs, to play in-houses, because they were streamed. It was fun. They were able to sort of network, and they were still able to reach their fan bases because they could stream their POV and the comms, and it was really good. And Blizzard were like, nah, we're shutting that down. We want you guys to go back to the ladder, but you can't all queue up together. No. Only 2 players. It's bullshit. I want to bring it back so badly, and I've been harassing Matt about it. He's being evasive, but you know, he also knows that, you know, it's there's a reason why Blizzard outlawed it in the first place.
No,
Yeah,
it makes sense. I don't get
it's just
it.
fucking dumb.
I don't get that kind of ruling, you know. And when it comes to CDL, I don't get. I totally get where Hector and all the owners are coming from, and Nadeshot's frustration. And now I'm wondering how much of that frustration is these guys are like, you know what? We're doing this Halo thing now. Halo's back. HCS is back. I didn't have to pay $1 million. I didn't have to pay $5 million. I didn't have to pay $20 million. And guess what? I got shit in game. I got a LAN series.
Yeah.
I got everything I fucking need. I got developer support. And guess what? I didn't have to buy it. Wow.
Yeah, but
No,
you know,
it
remains to be seen whether the financial model of the HCS is viable. You know, they didn't make money on Rally. There's no fucking way.
Oh no, I'm with you on that.
you
Too.
know-
Obviously, I'm extrapolating two very different business models: the open market and
Yeah.
very much a closed
You know what they
franchising one.
need?
But yeah,
They need a players union, like a protection racket, but it's called a players union. What do you think about that?
I
Scott?
like players
You like
associations.
that? You know,
I like
you get any of
PAs.
those floating
Yeah.
around?
I know for years the Call of Duty guys have been trying. I don't know if they ever will. It's hard getting players to,
No.
you know, to care, but
No,
yeah.
no, I know, I know, because like I kind of remember there was a discussion about it, and Scump was like, "Why the fuck should I care about a union?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. I get the bag." And everyone's like, can we just get you on board? Because it's really important that everyone's on board. No, fuck off with this shit. I'm not going to a union, you scrubs. I'm rich. Fuck
Yeah.
off.
But
But
it,
this is obviously the problem with that.
yeah.
You have to get everyone on board.
Yep. And again, even to Scump's, like, you know, against Scump, if they would have done it several years ago, they would.
That's a rumor, by the way. Okay, don't
Oh,
come
yeah.
at me with all your fucking bags.
No, but that generally is you know, obviously I helped and still advise the Counter-Strike one, and it's an interesting conversation with players, because you do have players that are like, how does it help me now? How does it help me in a month? You know, I might be retired in 2 years, so really I just got to focus on doing my thing, playing the game. And then you do have some that will get that what they're doing now and what they're trying to implement might help them, but really would maybe help the guy in 5 years, you know?
Yep.
Because again, players just need to understand, like, no one cares about them but them, really, at the end of this business, just like in sports. They need. So anyway, not meant to talk about PAs at all today. But yeah, so I guess we'll see how this shakes up.
Fucking chill.
Wait, someone's laughing in my ear. What was that? Oh, that's you.
No, that's it. You fucking chill. Scott just wants to shake down more tournament organizers for fucking free hardware. I see what you're about. But no, look, the
I could
bottom
use
line
some
is,
hardware,
mate,
Jesus.
the players should just be able to play. Like, people don't want to watch their fucking pro players forced to, like, queue up with morons. And, like, I feel so bad for guys. Like, Super has an adamantium mental. Like, the guy is just unbreakable. He sits there with his chat going a mile a minute, people, like, you know, redeeming, like, sound bites to throw him off, and then everybody in this game just throwing, and he's just holding onto the maelstrom with white knuckled hands, just going, nah, I'm gonna make this my own. Like, not many people can do that. That's why, by the way, Overwatch on Twitch is dog shit. No one fucking watches it. No one watches it. It's like, it's CarQ, it's Emong, it's Flats, it's Super, a few guys, right? And then the popular streamers were the really out there ones, like Defran. No one fucking watches it, because it's the same streamer having to try and keep themselves motivated to play ranked while their games are full of absolute bonobos.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's fucking hard. So that's what I'll say on that one. I really wish that they would relax some of these restrictions. I'm sure there's some fucking convoluted reason why they're doing this. I just want them to, I don't know, not do it.
Yeah.
Just don't do it, Scott.
Yeah.
Just fucking get rid of these restrictions.
I mean, and I guess my final word on it would be, you know, Call of Duty 4 PC was the best Call of Duty anyway, so it really doesn't matter after that.
Yeah, here. Pro Mod was the fucking heyday of that shit. Infinity Ward actually got it right with that game, and then Treyarch come in and fucked up Black Ops. I'm telling you, man, those are the golden years. Was it 09? It's like 09-ish was like the decline of the golden era of Call of Duty. God bless. Those were good days, man.
Good days. Good days.